can you be a practicing Christian in Israel? Yes, you could be a practicing Christian in Israel. And in many ways, Israel stands out in the Middle East as a country where Christians generally enjoy significant religious freedom compared to neighboring countries. You were saying?
That's propaganda.
So you're saying there can't be a country that has an official state religion that you're not allowed to practice other religions?
Right.
In Israel, can you practice Islam?
They do the laws.
In Israel, can you practice Islam?
I don't know. We're not talking about that.
Yes, you can.
We're talking about Christian nationalism.
Okay, there's a country with an official state religion where other people are allowed to practice.
Okay, what about in Israel? Are they allowed to practice another religion over there?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Of course they are. They just don't have as many rights as the Jewish people.
There you go. They don't have as many rights.
Okay, you just said that it would be, you just said that it would necessarily mean that they couldn't practice. Now you're backtracking and say, well, that's not necessarily the case.
Well, do you think they'd be able to practice their laws if we were like,
they're allowed to practice their religion?
Do you think we'd still have freedom of religion if we were?
I don't know how to explain this. You're now waffling on the question and changing the question. Yes or no? Will you acknowledge that you were wrong, that that would necessarily mean if there's a Christian nationalist country that you couldn't practice other religions?
I don't care about that. I'm asking you this.
No. Will you acknowledge that you were wrong? Then I'm happy to move on to the next question.
Okay, what was your question?
Will you acknowledge that you were wrong when you implied that if we had a Christian nationalist country that no other religion would allow to be practiced?
Eventually.
I don't think that's the case at all. Give me the historical
wait a
accuracy.
minute. If you're only a Christian country, we're Christian, and we're only going to make laws that are pertaining to the Christians, right? Well, how could an Islamic person fit into something like that?
Okay, is Israel a Jewish country, a Jewish nationalist country?
I'm asking about an Islamic.
I'm explaining to you how this could occur by showing you another country right now that does exactly what you're suggesting, that didn't outlaw the practice of other religions.
Are you sure? Which
one?
Israel?
Yes.
Well, only Jerusalem.
I mean, you could practice. I believe other states, like Islamic states, you could be Christian. You might have less rights, but you could practice Christianity. You could practice Judaism.
Don't you think it'd be kind of hard to do that if it was?
It doesn't matter if it'd be hard. The question that you said, the statement that you said was that the statement that you made was you could not practice.
Eventually, you probably could not practice.
Show me.
Have religious freedom.
How do you prove it? How do you prove that? How do you prove that's the case?
How do I prove that?
Yes.
Okay,
you're just making an assertion.
Country, that's why I asked you. I said, if we're Christian and we're only going to have laws that pertain to Christianity, policies that reflect Christianity only, how would an Islamic person fit in with us that are Christian?
Why couldn't they practice Islam in their own home?
I mean, what if they said Allah and we say, no, you can't say Allah?
Well, then that would be different if they said, no, you can't say Allah. But there's nothing that entails that Christian nationalism would necessitate that they say you can't say Allah.
So you don't think that the minority would be discriminated against?
I did not say that. I'm talking about one issue particularly. You said that it would necessitate that if we were a Christian nationalist country, that no other faith could practice their faith. I don't see proof of that. I don't see proof of that. Show me the proof.
Okay, should we do a historical proof? Let's look at Nazis.
Okay, what about Nazis?
What happened?
What religions? Cool, Nazis. What religion nationalism were Nazis?
I think they were Christian, otherwise they wouldn't have got rid of
Christians.
Jews, right?
Your argument is that the Nazi government was Christian nationalist.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think. I think they were more atheist.
Okay, well, either way, they still got rid of the Jews, right?
Okay.
Minority.
How does that prove that a Christian nationalist country would get rid of Jews or Islam?
Well, see, that's the thing. As soon as the government has control of that aspect of our lives, the religious aspect of our lives, then they can start controlling us through their policies.
They theoretically could. You're making a claim that you have no backing for.
Yeah, let me finish. As soon as, let's say the government became Christian nationalist, we're Christian and we're only going to have laws that pertain to Christianity, and we're going to base our laws and policies based on Christianity. Do you think that an Islamic person or a Jewish person would be able to have religious freedom in a situation like that?
I think they could practice their religion.
So and so when you have that politicalized by the government, right? That means that they're also going to finance the Christians, right? And they're going to finance all the crosses that go on all the government buildings and everything. Well, what do they have? The Hanukkah thing with the 7 candle thing? Would we be allowed to put? Do you think they would be allowed to put those things up?
Yes, I think that there's quite easily a way you could envision having a national Christian religion, but Jews would still be allowed to put up menorahs.
So so you would think that Islamics and Jews would feel comfortable being that we lived in a.
The question of comfortability is different than the question of would they be allowed to practice.
Yeah, would they be allowed to practice?
Right. Being comfortable is different than being allowed to practice. You made a particular. I don't even understand why we have to keep going down this road. You cannot prove that it necessitates, if there is a Christian nationalist country, that no other religion would be allowed to be practiced. You can't prove it. It's impossible to prove. All I have to do is point out a hypothetical situation where that wouldn't be the case. Luckily for me, I can point to countries that exist right now that are national religious countries that allow the practice of others, thereby rebutting your argument that it would 100% necessitate that there would not be allowed to be practiced of other religions. This point is very small in the grand scheme of things anyways.
Have you been to those other countries?
No.
If you went as a Christian to India, right, where they practice what, Hinduism, would you feel comfortable going to church over there?
It is a completely different question than the question you asked or what you put forth. You put forth that it would be illegal. It would absolutely necessitate, by the fact that there is a national religion, that it would be illegal for other religions to be practiced. I've given you a litany of examples that shows that that is not the case. You've rebutted that by saying, but wouldn't you feel more uncomfortable? Possibly I would feel more uncomfortable. However, that's not the point you were making.
Christian nationalism, it's entwining with religion, right? You're entwining your government and your policies and your laws with Christianity. So the Jews.
What does that have to do with the issue? All you have to do is say, I was wrong. You're absolutely right.
I'm not
you can
wrong.
have a Christian nationalist society.
I'm not wrong about that.
So then 100%, if there's a Christian nationalist society, Jews aren't allowed to practice.
If it's a Christian nationality, if we're only going to do Catholics here. Do you think that they were going to let Jews practice?
Is Israel
when they're Christian?
Is Israel a Jewish nationalist country?
I don't know.
I think so. It has an official religion.
Mm-hmm.
Do they allow the practice of non-Jews?
I don't know.
They do.
They do.
Yes.
Well, that's funny. I thought they put them over in the West Bank and they're bombing them.
Are they allowed to practice Islamic faith?
Well,
you allowed to be a Christian in Israel?
I don't know.
Or will they arrest you? That man's a Christian. Arrest him.
That's what would happen here if we became Christian.
How do you know that? If I could point to you other countries, that's not the case that have national religions.
What you're saying is that you're okay with Christian nationalism and nothing.
No, that's not what I'm. So what you're saying? No, that's not what I'm saying. You made a point. I've rebutted the point. Imagine if I said this. Well, if we became Christian, we would all fucking shrink to 2 feet tall. And you'd be like, what? That's fucking silly. Nonsense. No, that's not. Oh, so you're Christian nationalist.
That makes sense.
No, what I'm saying is you made it. No, let me. You made a claim that is objectively wrong. I'm rebutting that claim. That doesn't mean that I'm endorsing an official state religion.
If the country endorses Christianity, do you think they're going to allow Islamic and Jewish people?
Yes.
Really?
You know how I know that? Because I can see other countries that have endorsed official religions and allowed people to practice.
No, you haven't.
Israel.
You haven't been to another country. What other country have you ever been to?
Israel. It doesn't matter. So if I haven't been there, I can't know. What other countries have you been to?
A lot.
Were you in Germany in 1945?
No.
Why did you bring up the Nazis then? You were never personally there.
Because I thought it'd be an easy.
No. Well, you acknowledge you weren't there, so you can't address what was going on there.
Oh, so there's no Holocaust?
You can't say there was, can you?
Are you saying there wasn't?
Have you been to Gaza since October 7th?
No way.
Then how can you make any claims about what Israel's doing to them?
I'm asking you to put on your
I'm asking you. I asked you an official. Your claim to me is I can't point to other countries. Your claim to me is I can't point
about other countries.
Your claim to me is I can't point to other countries that are religious nationally that allow the practice of other religions because I haven't been to those countries. Fine.
Yeah,
if that's the deal, if you haven't been to let me finish. If that's the criteria, fine. When you talk about the abuses going to Gaza, you haven't been there, so therefore you can't talk about those. Now, the answer to that is you would say, of course, Rob, that's absurd. I'm able to look at national reports, etc. Exactly, which is the same way I'm allowed to say that I see countries with national religions that allow the practice of other religions.
No, what I'm saying, I'm saying that if we become Christian nationalists, we're Christian, and we're only going to have laws that pertain to Christianity. How is somebody from Islam? How is an Islamic person or a Buddhist person? How are they going to be able to, practice their religion when they're surrounded by laws and policies that are all Christian based?
Does Israel have laws based on Jewish base?
I don't know. I'm asking you to think what would happen.
Okay, I'm telling you how. It would work the same way that it works in countries like Israel and Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. What happens is the ruling class has to be a certain religion, and the laws are all informed by that religion, but it does not necessitate that people can't practice other religions as long as it abides by their laws.
Don't you think that they'll be making laws? That because I told you, Christian nationalism is when we say, yay, we're Christian, and we're only going to make laws and policies that are based on Christianity. Don't you think that they're going to make laws that impact other groups, other religious groups?
They may make laws that impact other groups. Luckily for me, let me finish. Luckily for me, that's not the claim you made. You didn't say that there could be laws that impact other groups. You said that there would not be allowed to be the practice of other religions.
Correct.
Israel is the example that I'm giving. Israel is the example. You could freely practice religion in Israel. You may not be able to be part of the ruling class, but you're allowed to practice religion. Same is true in other Arab states.
How are you treated over there? How are you treated over there if you're not Jewish?
Irrelevant. Your point was that you could not practice. It is irrelevant.
If we had
Why can't you just admit I'm wrong on this point? Just say
I'm not wrong on this point.
So just to reiterate, your point is if a country becomes religious nationalist, that by default means no other religion could be practiced there.
Correct. Because
even if I could show you dozens of examples, that's not the case. You say, I refuse to believe that.
You can't show me any examples.
Israel.
Israel's not an example because
why isn't it? Can you be a practicing Christian in Israel right now?
In Jerusalem is the only place I know.
I believe you could do it all throughout the country. Show me the proof that only Jerusalem.
But the laws are geared only for Jewish people. Do you think that Christians really have an opportunity to worship as they please? Do you think there's any kind of freedom of religion in Jerusalem? I mean, in Israel? I mean, they have the Star of David on their flag. I mean, obviously. So I'm asking you.
So your argument is because, just to be clear, because Israel has the Star of David on your flag, you intuit from that you're not allowed to be Christian there.
I didn't say that.
Okay, then what's the whole point about the Star of David on the flag? I go to Grok here just to end this. Can you be a practicing Christian in Israel? Yes, you could be a practicing Christian in Israel. And in many ways, Israel stands out in the Middle East as a country where Christians generally enjoy significant religious freedom compared to neighboring countries. You were saying?
That's propaganda.
Have you been there? Have you been there?
No, but neither have you.
Okay. So you're saying that that's a lie, that you can't be a practicing Christian in Israel?
Well, of course. Do you know why they're saying that? That's propaganda, dude. Don't you not see that?
That's fucking remarkable.
Stop. Let me tell you why it's propaganda.
That's unbelievable.
Because Israel depends on us for money. Every year we give them more money than anything else.
Name them, baby. Get them. Name them. You got it.
I may be wrong, but isn't there the Church of England?
Yeah, but we're talking about this propaganda he was just reading.
Yeah, but you said... I thought you guys were saying, or I thought you were saying, Carolina, that there's nowhere that has a state religion that allows other religions.
I said if we've turned into a Christian nationalist country where we only make laws, maybe those countries that you're talking about, speakeasy, maybe they don't have laws against Christianity. But they don't have laws.
Yeah, but if they have an official state religion,
but my question to you is,
wait. If they have an official state religion and they haven't created laws outlawing other religions,
they haven't.
Okay, then that's exactly my argument, that having an official state religion doesn't necessitate banning other religions.
Maybe not, but they might.
But your argument was it does necessitate it, not that they may or may not. No. Your argument was they absolutely would necessitate banning other religions. I said maybe not. And now you're saying maybe not, which is my argument.
I said eventually. No, that thing you just read about Christianity.
Well, how long is it going to take the Church of England to banish all the other religions?
Wait. I'm talking about.
That's kind of that's what I was asking.
Oh, I don't know about that. But what he was saying was in Israel that they're allowed to practice Christianity. And he's proven it to me by Googling something. But I'm telling him that that's a little bit of a propaganda thing there because they depend on our... Let me tell you why. We give more money to Israel than any other country.
What does this have to do with shit?
I'm telling you, but you won't listen.
No. What you're saying proves nothing. What you're saying is this. The United States gives money to Israel. So therefore, when people say, I'm a Christian in Israel, they're all lying. No one is Christian in Israel. They're all lying. And you know how I know that? Because the United States gives a lot of money to Israel.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yes, that's exactly what you're saying.
Finish. Can I finish my statement? Okay. I'm saying it's propaganda. It's propaganda so that we don't rebel against Israel. As we're Christian here in the United States. We're not the Christian nationalists. We don't say, yeah, we're Christian and we're going to base our laws on it. But we have more Christians here than anybody else. We don't have more Jews. We have more Christians, right? So in order for them to keep getting that money going, right, they're not going to piss us off who are Christians. They don't like us, but they like that money we give them every year. So that could be a piece of propaganda that you're reading where it says, oh, yeah, they like Christians in Israel because they know most of
No one
Christians
said they like
oh,
Christians. That's not the argument. The argument is you're allowed to practice Christianity. Mike Huckabee,
But
Mike
see,
Huckabee,
let me finish again.
Mike,
You cut me right off.
Mike Huckabee lives in Israel and lived there even before he was an ambassador. He is
Okay.
Christian. Is he lying?
All right. I don't know anything about him, so I can't tell you.
But you're saying
But
he
what I'm
has to
telling
be
you is I know what
lying.
propaganda
You're
is.
saying it
And I
has
know
to be
what Putin
lying.
is.
No. You can't.
I can't talk on that because I don't know who he is.
You're definitively saying there are no Christians in Israel.
That's not what I said. I
Okay,
said that
so then when I
statement-
said actually you could be Christian in Israel and I read proof, you said I don't believe that. It's propaganda.
I said it could be propaganda, and here's why. And I tried to tell you, but you kept cutting me off.
No, what you said was I'll steel man your position. It could be propaganda because actually
It could be
Israel.
propaganda.
Let me steel man your position instead of your meandering like fucking meth mouth
I mean,
old
propaganda
lady
has
shit.
nothing-
Let me steel man your position, right? Your position would be this: it could be propaganda because Israel has a
propaganda.
lot of influence in the United States, and the United States sends a lot of money there. So theoretically, it could be propaganda.
It could be propaganda. It could.
But you don't have
Just
any
like
proof that it
propaganda.
is. You have no proof.
And you have no proof that it isn't.
That's not true.
on
I have
Google
Mike
page.
Huckabee, who I've seen being interviewed from
I don't
Israel
know.
that I know has lived in Israel that talked about it. Other notable Christians and non-Jews
saying
that live there.
it's
Father
propaganda.
Gabriel Nadav, Salman Jurban, Ria
But you
Al
didn't have to
Absul,
Google.
Munib Yunin, Mitri Rehab, Munther Isaac, all Christians or Muslims
know what
that are living in
propaganda is?
Israel.
Do you know what propaganda is?
Yes, I know what propaganda is.
You don't think that could be a propaganda statement that you
Is
read?
there
to all of us?
is there any statement we can make about any government in the world that couldn't be propaganda?
Well, that could definitely be propaganda.
I'm just
because
asking you, can you name me one statement we can make about any country in the world that couldn't be propaganda?
I'm talking about the statement.
I'm asking, can you name me one country, one fact about any country in the entire world that absolutely couldn't be propaganda?
I'm talking about the statement.
I'm
you read.
asking
I don't
you,
know-
can
you
you
want me to
name
pull it
one
out my-
country, one fact about any country in the entire world that couldn't be propaganda?
I don't know what you mean by that question.
What you're saying is this, you're like, but hypothetically, couldn't this be propaganda? And the answer is yes. But you could
Okay.
literally say that about any fact about any country in the world.
It could be propaganda.
Yes, anything. For example, if I could say, this study says that England has the world's largest hot dog. That could be propaganda.
Could be, but propaganda always usually has a reason. And it always
Sure,
comes
the
back to
reason is
government.
they want to make Israel look
Hot
cool.
dogs don't have anything to do with
That's
government.
not true.
Oh, okay.
You don't think
But
so? For
that
example,
statement you read
does
to us-
propaganda have to be just countries, or could organizations have propaganda?
Well, I'm sure organizations can have propaganda. just
Okay,
like cigarette-
so would an
the cigarette companies
organization
do.
that said like we have the best pizza possibly be lying and it's propaganda because they want you to go there?
Sure.
Okay,
that's
could they say that
advertising, right?
about a hot dog? We have the biggest hot dog.
I guess so, but we're
Oh,
talking
so then
about
it could be
government,
propaganda.
not capitalism.
What are you fucking
advertising.
talking about? You're making a
You're
point.
talking
It's
about-
like
you're
saying
talking
this.
about hot dogs,
It's
I'm
like
talking about
this.
government.
I could listen to everything you say here and say, but all this might not be true, right? Because what if we're all in the Matrix?
Ooh, it could be.
Right? Okay, now what?
What do you mean?
Everything you say, I'll be like, yeah, but what if we're all in the Matrix?
But you're not going to concede that statement you just read could be propaganda
But wait.
because
what
you've
if
never
we're-
been there.
But
You never
what if we're
experienced it.
what if we're all in the Matrix?
We could be.
Right.
But you're.
So I win.
But where are you getting? You're not winning.
Yes.
You've never been
Wait,
there.
because you failed to realize.
You're just reading stuff off the
Wait.
internet.
Could it be? Wait a minute. Now think about this. Could it
Okay.
be that actually you're completely wrong about Israel and we're all in the Matrix and Agent Smith is feeding you that information to think that about Israel? Couldn't that be the case?
I don't have any kind of
No, couldn't it be the case? All
I
the
don't have
things
enough
you think you know
information
about
to answer that
Israel.
question for
No,
you.
wait. Couldn't it be the case that all the things you think you know about Israel and their propaganda is a lie because actually you're hooked up to a computer simulation right now for people that want to disparage Israel? Couldn't that be the case?
What? I guess so.
Oh, well then you can't make any more claims about Israel. Don't make any claims about Israel because it could be propaganda against Israel from people that have you hooked into a machine.
I was asking you, gosh.
No, you acknowledge now. We can't make any definitive claims about anything now because everything could be a deeper level of being hooked into a machine.
What? Maybe you're a machine. Who knows? But
right? Oh, yes, you're right. Maybe Speakeasy's a machine too. You're right.
No, Speakeasy's too sexy. He's
can't have a sexy machine.
He looks better than you, but anyways.
Well, I won't deny that. Nonetheless, at least we don't have the fucking spaced out grandma vibe going for us. Point is, I think that anyone that's in good faith, even many people that hate Israel, many people that prominently talk about it would acknowledge there are Christians that live in Israel. They wouldn't say, I refuse to believe that. They also would say there is also a litany of other countries that disprove. Apparently, England has the official state religion, and yet people practice different. United Arab Emirates, people practice different than the official. Almost every country I can think of right now currently that has an official state religion, except some in like the Middle East that are deeply Arabic, allow people to practice other religions. Almost everyone.
That's what they're telling you.